I hope you guys will enjoy. Okay, I have started the recording. Okay, so this class is basically uh, regarding the performance testing using the JMeter tool, right? So uh, in the market, most of the company they require performance tester or API tester, right? Now the market is get changed. I think you guys all believe in the earlier stage, in the earlier year, if you have the project, the manual team is separate, the automation team is separate, for the front end automation team is separate, back end automation team is separate, performance tester is separate, right? So all having the separate team, team group, right? For the manual we have the separate, for the automation we have separate, for in the automation we have front end automation, back end automation, we have database testing team, right? Now when the technology get implemented, when the year by year, when we move forward, now the companies are looking for the James Bond, right? They are looking for the James Bond. Like you can do the manual testing also, you have to do the automation testing also, you have to do the front end automation testing also, you have to know back end automation testing also, you have to know the performance testing also, right? Like the full stack QA engineer, right? So guys, you can guys, please mute yourself, please. So, like the developer, nowadays we heard that the full stack developer, right? So, full stack developer means that he can do the front end implementation, also he can do the back end implementation, also he can do the testing, also he can do the database, also. Like similarly, we have in the testing side, right? They are looking for the full stack QA engineer. Okay. They are looking for the full stack engineer, right? So that's why I think you guys, if anyone searching the job, uh, guys, my voice is not clear.
It is audible.
Yes, it's audible.
Clear.
Yes,
Clear
it
with
is
us.
clear.
Okay. So guys, if you face any network issue, then let me know. You guys who is not hearing my voice clearly, you can rejoin the call or you can check your network, I think, because everyone hearing my voice. Okay. So now, if anyone searching the job or searching the job, so most of the company, have you seen in the Naukri.com? In India, we have Naukri.com. This is the major application which are used to search the job, to get the job, to find the job. Naukri.com. So in every project, in every requirement, they want the API tester and the performance tester as a additional requirement, so that's why if you learn the performance testing, the market of performance testing is huge, right? So that's why we are more nowadays, more of the company focusing on the performance testing and the API testing. So currently I am taking two classes, the API testing classes, API manual and the automation testing using Postman. That class is from Monday to Friday in the morning, 8:30 to 9:30 IST time. And performance testing classes I am taking Saturday, Sunday at 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock IST time. Okay. Now, guys, please mute yourself. Give me Sorry guys, I have one urgent call. One person is trying to connect with me, but he is not able to join the call actually. So let me check who is that person. Hmm, okay, he not messaged me. Okay, anyway, you can leave it. Okay, so let me share my screen, guys. Let me share my screen, guys. In this class, I will teach you from basic level to advanced level. From basic to advanced level. If you are coming from non-technical background, right, if you are upgrading your profile from manual testing to performance testing side, right, if you don't know the coding concept, if you don't know the any language, do not worry. I will teach you everything from basic to mid to advanced level. Okay, but you have to keep the patience, right? Everything I will teach you. Okay, so I have shared my screen and let me, yeah. Okay, so in the performance testing, before that, I will discuss one thing. What did you mean by the software testing? What did you mean by the testing concept? So basically, uh, what error message he is getting? Okay, so basically, in the software testing, we are ensuring the functionality and the behavior to make sure our quality is good, right? So that is known as a software testing. Against the requirement, we are testing the functionality, right? That is known as a testing, right? So generally we have two types of the testing. The first one is functional testing and the second one is non-functional testing, right? So functional testing means we are testing the behavior and the functionality of the application, right? That is known as the functional testing, right? In the non-functional testing, we are not testing the functionality, we are not testing the behavior, we are testing the speed, acceleration, right? What speed your application can run, what is the security of your application, what documentation you have did, right? So let me explain you this thing one by one. Guys, you can mute yourself, please. Guys, whoever are not able to see my screen, you can rejoin the call. I think someone is not able to. You can rejoin the call, okay, if you are not able to see the screen. I know guys, this is our first class, so that's why we are facing this type of issue, right? So I'm sorry for that, but after this class you will not face such type of problem, because we in this batch the students are not fixed here, right? So that's why but after this class the students are fixes, right, who are able to join this class basically, right? So in the functional testing we have majorly this type of testing, five types of testing: unit testing, smoke testing, regression testing, integration testing, and the backend testing, right? Yeah, I'm not going to explain this thing in detail because this course is not regarding to explain this all the types of the testing. Just for as a overview, I'm explaining you this thing, right? Guys, tell me, in unit testing what you are doing? I think you are testing the behavior and the functionality, right? So that comes under functional. In this smoke testing, yes, you are also testing the behavior and the functionality, but the scenarios are different, right? In the regression testing, you are testing the functionalities and the behavior. You are testing the functionalities and the behavior, right? So that is also regression testing. In the integration testing, you are testing the behavior and the functionality. In the backend testing, we have different types of the backend testing: APIs testing, web service testing, database testing, right? So we have different types of the backend testing also. So in conclusion, in all the types of the testing, we are testing the behavior and the functionality of the application, right? So that's why it comes under the functional testing, right? Now comes to the non-functional testing. In the non-functional testing, we are not testing the behavioral and functionality of the testing. We have different types of the testing, that is performance testing, security testing, documentation testing, right? So in the performance testing, we have the multiple types of the performance testing. Okay, the first one is load testing, stress testing, scalability testing, volume testing, endurance testing. So do not worry guys, I will explain you each and everything in the detail regarding to the performance testing. Just it is as an overview. What are the types of the testing? Which testing comes under which hierarchy? Right? Sometimes it is asked by your interviewer that is stress testing is functional testing or non-functional testing. So at that time, you don't have to confuse. It is non-functional or functional, right? So that's why I'm explaining you. That's why I'm differentiate the things. Okay. So in the non-functional, we have performance testing, security testing, documentation testing. In the performance testing, we had load, stress, scalability, volume, and endurance testing. Okay, let's moving to here. Let's discuss the functional testing. So in the functional testing, what do you mean by the functional? To verify the functionality and the behavior of the application. I know everyone is knowing that. Everyone is coming from the testing background. Everyone is coming from the testing background. But as an overview, okay. So in the functional testing, we are verifying the functionality and the behavior. So let's suppose a car company, let's suppose Maruti is one man who is manufacturing the car, who is manufacturing the car. Maruti, Audi, Mercedes, they all are the mechanical company. They are manufacturing the vehicle, right? So tell me, what are the scenario to test a car as a functional testing? We have to test the brake is working fine or not, the seat is working properly or not, the tire is working properly or not, the steering is properly or not, the bonnet and engine, right? We all are testing, right? That is known as the functional, right? Known as a functional. We are testing the parts, we are testing the functionality, we are testing the behavior, right? That is calculate in under the functional testing, right? Now comes to the non-functional testing. When your car is ready, when your car is ready, right, your functional testing is ready, then in every company we have the non-functional tester, non-functional tester who is testing your product. Because without doing non-functional testing, you can't launch your product in the market. You can't launch your product in the market, right? Because there is chances of damage. Let's suppose the Maruti Suzuki has built one car, Maruti 400, they have built one car. Without doing non-functional testing, he launched that car into the market. Right, everything is working. Your seat is proper, your tire is proper, your steering is proper, your brake is proper, your light is proper, right? The side light is proper, right light is proper, right? Your mirror is proper, everything is working properly. But what happened when you running your car over the highway, right? when you going above the 80 kilometer per hour, when it reaches to the 85, 90, then your car is responding like it's not taking the pickup, or it noising, right? Your car producing the huge noise, right? So because you have not did the non-functional testing. In the non-functional testing, we are testing the performance, usability, and the reliability. Right? We are measuring the speed when your functional testing is done. Right? We are measuring the speed of the car. We are measuring the acceleration. Guys, you can mute yourself. Guys, one request from my side. Um, if you are not asking anything, right? So please mute yourself, please. Let me call the person who has not joined. Give me a second, guys. So I would like to request, if you are not asking anything, please mute yourself, please. So in the non-functional testing, we are testing the performance, usability, reliability, etc. That is known as a non-functional, right? Guys, from if you ask something, you can quit the call, please. Uh, in the non-functional, we are measuring the speed, we are measuring the acceleration, we are measuring the deceleration, we are measuring the velocity, we are measuring the speed, we are verifying the distance verification, like in 10 kilometer, how much time it's taking to cover the 10 kilometer, right? So like that, we are scenario we are applying. If you don't do the performance testing and you launch your car in the market, right? When the customer start using your car, they will face the issue when he give the acceleration, when he give the increase his speed above the 80, then he is facing issue, right? After going 300 kilometer, then your car is not responding, right? So like that, there are multiple issue the customer will face. So what happened? Your the your product, the selling of the product get stopped because there is bad review from the customer. It affect your market, it affect your company revenue, right? It affect the share market, right? So no one company wants to go into the loss, right? So that's why in every application, before launching to the market, we have to do the performance testing, right? Because nowadays, earlier it was not, yes, it was okay, the company was not doing that much of the performance testing, because in earlier stage we don't have the that much the broad level of the digital media, right? Nowadays the digital media is very important role in the our life in the market, right? So everyone is doing online, everyone using online, right? In any application they are doing through the online. So that's why the performance testing is very important nowadays, right? So guys, tell me, when you are doing the performance testing, how you can do the functional testing, How you can do the functional testing? You can do using manually. Let's suppose I have one make my trip. I have, this is the Indian traveling site, make my trip. This is the Indian traveling site where we can book the tickets, right? So if requirement is coming to test the make my trip, so how you can do? There are two ways. You can either you can do the manual testing, either you can do the automation testing, right? So in the functional testing, we are doing the manual testing or either automation testing, right? In the functional testing, if you talk about the automation, we have the multiple tools available in the market, multiple tools, the Selenium, APM, HP, UFT, Postman, SOAP UI, right? We have multiple tools in the market to do the functional automation testing. Now come to the non-functional testing. Non-functional testing. If you talk about non-functional testing, that is performance testing and security testing. In non-functional testing, these two are very important testing. The performance testing and the security testing, right? So in the performance testing, we can use the multiple tool. If you want to do the performance testing, you can use the multiple tool, right? In the market, these all tools are available. JMeter, Load Runner, Wave Load, Neoload, IBM, Load Ninja, K6, Relational Performance Tester, Load UI, Gatling, right? So let me explain you one thing. If you talk about what are the tools are paid tool, that is commercial tool, that we have to purchase the license. So very famous tool and which is used by the company, Load Runner. Load Runner is one of the best tool to do the performance testing, right? But it is a highly paid tool. It is highly paid tool, right? So the second one, the wave load, it is also you have to purchase the license for that. Yeah, there is the trial version, right? You can test with the 50 users, 100 users, but if you want to test with above that, you can't use that. In that case, you have to purchase the license. You have to purchase the license. Okay. Wave load is one of the also tool which is used for the performance testing, but it is a paid tool. Neoload is also paid tool. IBM is also a paid tool. Load Ninja is also paid tool. Yes, K6. K6 is the free tool, right? K6, right? Relational performance tester is also paid tool. Load UI is also paid tool. Gatling is the free tool, open source tool. So JMeter, K6 and Gatling, right? These three tools are the open source tool in the market. Right? So this tool, the Waveload, Neoload, IBM, Load Ninja is rarely used by the company. Most of the company, they are using the JMeter because JMeter is open source tool and it is pure Java platform tool, right? So nowadays in the market, no one can challenge the JMeter. If you talk about the open source tool, no one can challenge the JMeter tool if you talk about the open source tool, right? Yeah, Load Runner is very, very good tool. I'm not declining that thing, right? Load Runner is also very good tool. If you talk about the free tool, then JMeter is the best And if you talk about the in the paid tool, then load runner is the base tool, right? But load runner is highly paid tool. You have to purchase the license for that, right? And the ratio of JMeter tool and the load runner tool, JMeter 70% company, they are using the JMeter tool. The load runner 30% company, they are using the load runner, right? Because it is paid tool, you have to purchase the license for that, right? I think Accenture is one of the company. Accenture, I know the Accenture company, they are not using the JMeter, they are using the load runner tool. They are still using the load runner tool. Okay. And one more very important thing, guys, when the automation testing uh, comes in the market, when first time when automation testing comes in the market, right? So at that time, HP UFT was more famous tool. HP UFT, right? More famous automation tool. If you are using this tool, you have to know the Groovy script, right? And this tool was the paid tool, highly paid tool. Now, at that time, the company was using HP UFT because at that time, no other tool was available, right? Except Selenium tool, Selenium, right? So after few months, after few years, Selenium comes in the market. Now, Selenium was open source tool and more feature as compared to the HP UFT. Then what happened? The company starts switching to the Selenium because it is open source tool. Now the market is Selenium is used 90% in the project. Now UFT is used 10%. Now similar case is here. The load runner, when it comes to the market, yes, the company was using, right? Now, when the open source tool comes in the market, that is JMeter, right? In JMeter, all the feature have which load runner can do. Then why should I not go for JMeter? If we have the same facility, then why should I will not select the open source tool? Why should I pay the money, right? So that's why the JMeter market is huge in the market actually. Okay, and load runner market, it's going down actually as compared to the JMeter. Yes, I will not disagree that the companies is not using. Yes, company is using the load runner also, but the number of company is less. Okay, now one more thing, if you are using JMeter, then you are thinking that I have to know the programming language. I have to know the programming language. So don't worry, guys. If you don't know the programming language, it's okay. In JMeter, we will use only 20 to 30% Java. The remaining all the stuffs are, we will play with the element, JMeter element, right? But if you use K6 is one open source tool, then you have to know one language, that is JavaScript. Without JavaScript, you can't use the K6. But if you don't know the any language, you can use the JMeter. If you use the Gatling, you can see Gatling. The Gatling is one also open source tool. If you want to use Gatling, you have to know the Scala. Scala is one language. The Scala is one language. You have to know the Scala. After then, you can use the Gatling, right? So that's why This tool is very famous, JMeter, in the market. Okay, now because I will compare two tools. These two tools are very famous tool. So I will compare these two tools, guys. Okay. So earlier it was implemented by the load runner, HP load runner. It was manufactured by the HP company. Nowadays it purchased by the Micro Focus, right? So it is highly advanced software application tool that detect and prevent the performance issue in application, which I have explained you. The same thing it is written here. It is commercial tool and it is very costly tool, right? Now come to the JMeter. The Apache JMeter is pure Java open source tool. It is implemented by the Apache, right? And it is pure Java open source tool, right? So you can see which was first developed by Stefano Marchocchi of the Apache Software Foundation. This is the history of JMeter, right? That is designed to do the load testing and measure the performance testing. And it is open source tool, like so guys. One thing I want to know from you guys, guys, you can mute yourself, please. It's request, you can mute yourself because it's disturbing to others, right? So one thing, guys, you can tell me, when you are I believe everyone is doing manual testing and automation testing, right? So when you are finding any issue, so what term you are using for that issue? Can anyone can tell me? Let's suppose you are testing the make my trip and you found any issue, so what that issue is called?
Your absolute bug.
Bugs,
Bug,
right?
bug or defect.
Bugs or defect. Okay. Any other person, or it is correct?
It's a functional defect, functional design issue, functional defect, or UI issue,
Exactly.
UI defect.
So we can say it is a defect or bug, right? Based on the situation, right? So it is defect or bug. We can say like that. But in the performance testing, we are saying bottleneck. Bottleneck. If you are facing any issue, then it is known as a bottleneck, right? Bottleneck. Whenever in functional testing, sorry, in functional testing, whenever we found any issue, that is known as a bug or defect. But in the performance testing, we will be asking that thing as a bottleneck. In the security testing, we are asking that vulnerabilities, right? So it depends on the testing. We are using some different terms. Okay. Now comes to the what did you mean by the performance testing, right? Because guys, if you are doing the interview preparation or you are upgrading your profile, the theory part is also very important, right? Along with the practical section. In some of the employees, they know practically very well, they can do it, they will explain, but when the interviewer comes to the theoretical section, they will ask simple small things, you can't explain that thing properly. So that's why to upgrade your profile, everything is important. We have to know everything, right? Now comes to the performance testing. What did you mean by the performance testing? So basically, if you ask me the performance testing, then I will say to test the stability and the response of the application by applying load. That is known as a performance testing. So guys, one thing before that, let me explain you what I'm doing here. I'm opening my Gmail account. Before explaining that thing, I want to explain one thing. Guys, you can mute yourself, please. Okay, I'm opening my Gmail account, right? Gmail account. I have opened my Gmail account. Okay, so there are a lot of email. Let me, what I'm doing here, I will go here and go sign out from the account. I will go and sign up from my account. Okay, sign up from my account. Okay, I will again sign in. So guys, tell me, give me a second, use another account, right? This is one application, that is email, that is Gmail, right? So as part of your functional testing, what scenario you can test? You have to test the email, phone number, and if you are entering the valid password, valid username, it accepting or not, right? Like that, correct? We are testing the
Yes.
behavior, right? We are testing like email coming or not. We are changing, we are passing some invalid email. We are not passing the domain name. We are not passing the @ we are passing some email ID which are not exist. That is the functional testing, right? So when you click on the next, when you click on the next, it will ask you the password, and you are also testing the password, right? When I enter the password and when I click on the Gmail, when I click on the Gmail, then what we are testing? We are testing the performance, how fast we logged in into the account, how fast we logged in into the account, right? So we are verifying the response time. It connect with the Gmail account in 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. How fast it's connecting with the server and giving me the response, right? So we are calculating the response time which are coming from the server, right? So that is the performance testing, right? So let's suppose I am clicking on the make my trip. I want to book the ticket, the flight ticket, right? So I click on the search button. I click on the search button. So when I click on the search button, how fast the response is coming in the page, how fast I will get the response from the server, right? So that is the performance testing, right? So the same thing here I have written, the performance testing is the software testing. In the performance testing, we test the speed of the application. So when we are doing the testing of car or bus, So as a performance testing, what we are doing? We are testing the speed. We are testing the speed, right? And we are testing the response time. Let's suppose we have one car and we have 100 km. So I want to test that at the speed of 120 km/h, how many times taken to cover the 100 km, right? So that is the response time. How much time it's taking to connect with the server and get the response from the server. How much time it's taking to connect with the server and how much time it's taking to give the response. That is known as the response time. Okay. The stability. You can see we guys, have you seen that we have multiple e-commerce site like Flipkart. We have Flipkart or Flipkart, Amazon, right? Amazon. We have multiple e-commerce site. Let's suppose the Indian the e-commerce site, that is Flipkart, right? And we have also the Amazon, right? So let's suppose Amazon launch his application, right? When let's suppose one person using the Flipkart, it is working fine, great, it's great. When two person using the Flipkart, it's great, all the things are working fine. He is able to book the fashion, he is able to book the shirt, t-shirt, shoes, whatever he want, he can do that action, right? When 100% using the Flipkart, then all the 100% is able to do the action. But when more than 100 user using the Flipkart in same time, then what happened? They are start facing the issue. Right? So what issue? The server is responding slowly, or you will get some error message, or if your server is not supporting the 100 users, then server will also get crash, right? So that is known as a scalability. Determine the maximum user load the software application can handle. Do not worry, guys, if you are not able to understand. I will explain this thing multiple times. Okay. Scalability, right? Now the stability concept. Stability means, we are testing the application by under varying load. Like we have one table. Let's suppose this is one table. In the picture, can you see this is one table? The one person sit on the table and it is working. It's not get broken. The 2% get sit on the table. It's working. It's not get broken. The 3% get sit on the table. It's working. It's not get broken. When 8% sit on the table, it's working, it's not broken. Anything is, everything is working fine. The 4 legs of the tables are working fine, right? When 10% sit on the table, then it start, shaking, right? When the 15% sit on the table, it get break. Right? So we are testing the application under varying the load. We are varying the load. Guys, you can mute yourself. Guys, if you keep the listen the performance testing, then it is very interesting testing. Apart from the other testing, it's very interesting, right? You will do your work very in the fascinated way, right? So for that, you have to learn the first performance testing, right? So in simple term, to test the stability and the response times of the application by varying the load, that is known as the performance testing, right? And it is also known as a PERF testing, PERF, right? So it is basically putting a user load on the application and testing its behavior, generally in terms of response times and number of user, right? So in the performance testing, we have generally 5 types of the testing. So guys, we have 5 types of the testing. The first one, load testing, stress testing, scalability testing, volume testing, endurance testing, right? So right now we are not going to discuss this thing in the detail, right? I will only explain the high level things, only definition and how it's work, right? What did you mean by, right? When we continue our class, in that particular class, I will explain this thing in detail, right? So first we are discussing the load testing, right? So let's suppose, what did you mean by the load testing? Guys, please listen this 5 types of the testing, because these 5 types of the testing is confusing testing. I am asking this thing confusing because you will get confused. You will get confused. If you know there is minor difference. You have to know that difference. When you Google these things, so there are a lot of things regarding that, right? But you can't able to understand if you learn all the things from the Google, right? So that's why I have customized the things and try to explain the same thing with you. So please concentrate. In the load testing, we are testing the stability. We are testing the stability of the application and the response time of the application by applying load. By applying load which is equal to desired number of user or less than desired number of user. Let's suppose I have implemented one application, this application, JPAT store. We will use this application to do the performance testing, right? So let's suppose I have implemented this application and the requirement is, what is if you are, guys, tell me, I want the answer from you guys. If you are any implemented any application, it is necessary that your application should be stable. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Your application should be stable. After then you can launch that thing into the market, right? So guys, tell me, when you are, let's suppose I am using the Make My Trip. When you are, let's suppose you are doing the testing on Make My Trip and you are searching the flight from Mumbai to Delhi in the date of 14 July. And when you click on the search button, let's suppose it's taking 2 or 3 minutes. Let's suppose right now it's giving in a second, but let's suppose it's taking more than 2 minutes or more than 1 minute. So are you guys leave that issue as it is, or you will report this thing?
We'll report it.
You will report this thing to the
Yes.
concerned person, to the Developer. Guys, please mute yourself. After replying the answer, please mute yourself, please. So after, the response is not coming properly, right? Yeah, properly is coming. Your behavior is working, but the response time is more. The response time is more. So guys, one thing, when you inspect this element, right click on the application. If you click on the right click of the mouse, right click on the mouse and click on the inspect, it will open the console, right? And you have to go to the network section, go to the network section and click on the book knob. So can you see here some navigation is going on? Some navigation is going on. So that navigation means it's connecting with the server. In the backend, it's connecting with the server. Based on your action, it will connect with the server and return the response to you. Right? So the same thing here. Let's suppose we are testing the application. It is stability, the stability of the application and response times of the application by applying load which is equal to desired number of user or less than desired number of user. So that means that your application is ready. Now your requirement is asking that you have to test this application with 100 user. You have to test this application with 100 user, right? So what you will do in the load testing, you will apply the load which is equal to desired number of user or less than 1000. So let's open the notepad. If you are not able to understand, I have implemented one application. Application name is, let's suppose one banking application. My bank is one application. I have implemented one application, and application name is my bank, right? And I have completed my functional testing. In the functional testing, I have told you, if I am talking about the functional testing, that means all the testing are done. Unit testing, smoke testing, regression testing, integration testing, backend testing. Right? Your all testing is done. That is comes under the functional testing. When your functional testing is done, right? Now your client is asking to you that go and test this application with thousands of users. So based on the market, he is asking that his application at a time 1000 user can use at a time. Based on the his R&D, his research team asking to him that at a time 1000 user can use his application, right? So what is your requirement? 1000 user. So in the load testing, what you are doing, you are applying the load on the server. With less than 1000 user. Let's suppose you are testing with 900, 800, right? Or equal to 1000. That is known as a load testing. Let's suppose, let me take another example. I have implemented Amazon. I have implemented the Amazon services, right? I want to test the Amazon. My Amazon client is asking me, go and test with 100 user. 100 user can use his application at a time, right? So what you are doing, you are testing this application with 100 user. 100 user at a time hitting the server and check the response. So 100 user hitting the servers at a time and we have to check the response, right? That is load testing, right? And below the 100 user, like 900, 800, we are applying to the server. We are applying the load to the server. That is also known as a load testing. So that's why I have written here that which is equal to desired number of user or less than desired number of user. That is known as a load testing. Right. Now come to the stress testing. Guys, this part is not completed yet because there are a lot of things, right? This is only high level stuff. Okay, now if we talk about stress testing, right? Again, stress testing, testing the stability and response time of the application by applying load which is more than the desired number of user. In the load testing, what we are doing, less than or equal to desired number of user. But in the stress testing, we are applying the load more than the desired number of user. That is known as a stress testing, right? So let's suppose we have 100 users as per the requirement. So we are applying the load on the server more than 100 user and check the response. What response time it is, right? So I will apply 100 user, 100 user. So I'm getting the response time in 3 seconds. I'm applying the user 110 user. I'm getting the response in 3 seconds. Then I will apply the load 1100 user. I'm getting the response in 4 seconds. Then I'm applying the user as a 1200. Then I'm getting in 4 seconds. Right. This is an assumption. Right. So what basically I am doing here? I'm applying the number of user more than the desired number. Whatever the requirement, I'm applying the load above that. That is known as a stress testing. We are stressing the application. Right. Now, scalability testing. What did you mean by the scalability testing? Okay. So in the scalability testing, testing the stability and the response time of the application by applying load which is more than the desired number of user and try to find where the application is not responding, means it start giving the error message, right? So let's suppose I have tested the Amazon. I am testing the Amazon, right? So I am testing the Amazon with 100 user and I have applied the load of 100 user and the response time which I am getting from the server in 3 seconds. Then what I am doing here, I am applying the load as 1200. Then it's coming in the 4 seconds. Then I am applying the load in 1500. Then it's taking like again 4 seconds. Right. Then applying the load as a 2000 on the server. Then what it's coming 6 seconds it's taking. Right. So I'm gradually increasing the number of load. Can you see that? First 1000 and checking the response time. 1200, then checking the response time. Then 1500, then checking the response time. 2000, then checking the response time. Then I'm applying 3000. Again, I'm verifying the response time. Then it's taking 43 seconds. So guys, it's taking 43 seconds, but at least it is giving the response. At least it is giving the response. Yeah, there is delay in the response, but it is giving the response. It not get break. It is still giving the response, but the response time get increases. Why? Because we have increased the load. We have increased the load on the server. That's why. Right now, we still continue our testing. We will, if you are doing the scalability testing, we can't stop the testing. Right? Then we will test with 4000. Then it's taking 100 seconds. So in the 4000, it's still giving the response, but there is delay in the response as compared to the previous response, because we have increased the number of user in this server. We have increases the load on the server. Right now, we can't stop the testing because this is scalability testing. Right, we have, what we will do, we will again apply the load on the server, and this time your server get crash or start getting the error message. So this point you have to find, at which point your application start breaking. Your application start breaking. Your application is not responding. Right. So that is known as scalability testing. In very simple language, guys, if you do the Google, right, there is lot of one page of definition. Lot of one page of definition, right? And you will also get confused in all the 5 types of the testing, right? But the way which I have explained you, it is very neat and clean way, right? Now, that is known as a scalability testing. Now, come to the here I have given the example. Now, come to the volume testing. What did you mean by the volume testing and flood testing? It is also known as a flood testing. So in the volume testing, testing the stability and response times of the application by transferring the use volume of data and testing the capacity of the database. Right. So guys, tell me one thing. When I think you have seen that nowadays, uh, nowadays, most of the person, they are using the YouTube, right? And they are uploading the video on the YouTube, right? So let's suppose I am uploading the video on the YouTube. I have uploaded, 20 MB file. It's get uploaded successfully and it's working. Then one day, what I have doing, I'm uploading the 10 file, and each file size is 20 MB. So you are increasing your volume of data. You are increasing the volume of data, right? So to test the capacity of your database, let's suppose in the first time you increase only, you uploaded the file 10 MB with one user. In second time, you are increasing the file size with 50 MB. It's also working by 20 users. Then you are increasing the file size and as a 200 MB, right? So it's also working. Then you are uploading the 1 GB file into your that particular application. Then it is not working, right? So that is known as a volume testing, flood testing. We are testing the database, right? So testing the music side behavior when there are millions of users download the song or uploading the song, right? Then come to the endurance testing. That is known as also a soak testing. Soak testing. Guys, when you are giving your interview, no one will ask you what did you mean by the performance testing. Rarely they will ask you, the interviewer will ask you the performance testing. They will ask you the types of the testing, because the types of testing explain the performance testing. So they are very clever, right? They are very clever. They will not directly ask you the performance testing, right? They will ask you the types of the testing. So the endurance is one of the very important type, the endurance testing. Soak testing, right? So in the endurance testing, we are testing the stability and the response time of the application by applying the load continuously for a server for a long period of time, determine if the system can sustain the continuous expected load. So what did you mean by this thing? So what I'm trying to ask you guys, everyone using the mobile phone, right? If you take the real-time example, you are using your mobile like 5 hours or whole night, whole day, right? Whole night or whole day. You're still you are able to use your mobile, right? Or laptop or your machine, any electronics devices, right? That means that the mobile company, the television company, the electronics company, the laptop company who is manufacturing this product, they have did the endurance testing. They have applied the load continuously for a longer period of time, like 1 hour. They are start using the application for 1 hour. Yes, it is working. Then gradually increase to the 2 hour. Yet it is working. Then 3 hour, 4 hour they are using. 5 hour they are using. 6 hour they are using. 7 hour they are using. 6 hour they are using. Whole day they are using the application. Whole night they are using the application. 24 hours they are using the application. 72 hours they are using the continuously they are using the application. Continuously they are using the application 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 1 week, 1 month, right? Continuously for a longer period of time, right? So that is known as a endurance testing, right? We are using your mobile, let's suppose a longer period of watching TV, traveling car. Let's suppose, when any of the car launch in the market, when you travel 300 kilometer and when you go up after 300 kilometer, you start responding. Some noise are coming, some smokes are coming, and it's not giving proper mileage. So that means that they have not did the endurance testing. So the endurance testing means continuously apply the load for a longer period of time, right? So these all are the types of the performance testing. So right now only I have given, because I have limited time, right? Because this class is the demo class, right? If you are interested to continue this class, you can drop the message in the chat box that you are interested, so that I will create the new batch for you. And from tomorrow in the same time, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock IST time, right, we can continue this class. This class is for demo class. If you are interested, then you can drop the message in the chat box, so that I can ensure you are interested in this class and you want to do this class. Okay, now come to here. So guys, anyone can tell me if you are using any mobile like Samsung mobile or Apple mobile, if you have not did the performance testing, what does its effect? Why we are doing the performance testing? Anyone can tell me why it is necessary to do the performance testing? Why it's necessary? So can I say, if you don't do the performance testing, let's suppose I'm trying to, I'm using the Amazon, right? I'm using the Amazon and I want to book the shirt, t-shirt or book or shoes, right? But their server is very slow, responding, giving, it's very alsy person, right? It's very lazy person. Ideally, it is not. Just I am taking the example, guys, right? I'm not commenting any e-commerce site, right? Just I'm taking the example. Okay, so do not start using the Amazon. It's a very good site. Okay, I'm taking just as an example. So you are trying to book the any cloth, or you want to book the any movie tickets, or shirt, pants, trousers, anything, whatever you want, right? But what happened? When you are trying to look at the things, when you are trying to book the things, when you are navigating your page, it not responding the things, right? So you will also get, I don't want to use this application. It's very slow. In that time, I can do some other work. Right? Because nowadays, every person is very busy in his life. Right? I don't want to use Amazon. Yeah, all the products are good. I'm not fingering any, I'm not claiming Amazon. Right? All the products are good. But, the performance is very slow. If more than 100 users start using the application Amazon, it's very slow, right? And let's suppose in Amazon, Flipkart, in Myntra or any shopping site, they have giving some offer, like at night 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock, or at a particular festival like 15 August, on Diwali, Dasara, on Christmas, they are giving some discount. The number of people, the load on the server, they are more on the server. If you don't do the performance testing, your server will get crashed. Right. So similarly, if Amazon responding very slow, then the customer which are using the Amazon, they are start switching to some other application, e-commerce site, right? Like they are start using Flipkart, Myntra, Jabong or Paytm. They will not use Amazon because the server is very poor. It's responding very late, man. I don't want to use. Yes, product is good, but to do the payment, to book the any object is taking lots of time, right? I don't want to use. So the person starts switching to the another product. So what happened, guys? The loss of company image. The company image get lost. The market, the Amazon is a very good market. We know as a very good brand. But if their performance is slow, then what happened? It affects the company image and the brand of the company, right? And let's suppose earlier it was 10 user using the product, 10 lakhs user using the product, right? If they imagine responding slowly, then number of customer, they start decreasing, they start losing the customer, and some other company, start gaining the customer. The other company get the advantage of that, right? It's loss of revenue. They will go into the loss. Amazon, if you can't use the Amazon, obviously it will go in the loss, right? The loss of the productivity get lost, right? So that's why we have to do the performance testing, right? Now, application, what did you mean by application is poor? It's responding slow, right? So that means that it is slow response, or it's giving internal server error, or it's giving bad request. Have you seen this type of error message in the real time? 500 internal server error message. Have you seen this type of error message sometimes while you are using your application?
Yes.
So that means that
Yes.
you have, when you are gradually increasing your application, your server is not responding that much of power, right? And it's returning the internal server. There are a lot of reasons behind that, the internal server, not only the performance issue. There are a lot of reasons, or either your server in the maintenance mode, or your server is not started, or due to the network issue, right? There are a lot of reasons behind that, right? But you will get 500 internal server error, right? And 502, right? So sometime you will also see the 502 bad gateway error message, this type of error message, 502. This type of error message, right? So and you will also see some type of error message, gateway timeout. Have you seen this type of error message while you
Yes.
are doing testing your application? That means
Yes.
your server is not responding properly, right? So there are multiple reasons that your guys, you can please mute yourself, please. Mute your camera also, please. Okay, so there is chances, there are multiple reasons. It is slow, or server error, or 404 502 bad gateway, 504 bad gateway, sorry, timeout error, server not found, service temporary unavailable. So guys, this 503 is known as a server error. We have separate class for that. What did you mean by the server error? Server error, we have multiple type of the server error, which we will discuss in the coming classes. Okay, so this is as a demo class, so that's why I can't explain all the things. Okay, so guys, have you seen in the real time, one in 2019, in 2013, 19 August 2013, only 5 minutes Google server was down, so they lost for 5 lakhs 45,000 of dollar. The Google server was down for 5 minutes only in 2013. So they lost the 5 lakhs 45,000 dollar. That's why the performance testing is very useful. So you can see Amazon server crashed in the year 2013 for 30 minutes. Amazon server get crashed in the 2013 in for 13 minutes. So he lost $66,240 per second, guys. Per second he was lost. 66,240 per second, and it was 30-minute get crash. So you can calculate the amount. In when the Flipkart is one Indian company, right? He was very smart. When in 2014, when Flipkart's first time launches the big billion sale, right? I think you all heard about the big billion sale. So in big billion sale, we have particular date and time. In particular date and time, you have to do the shopping and you will get the major discount. So Flipkart thought that they had tested with only 10,000 users. They had do the performance testing. They have do the load on the server only 10,000 of the user, right? They expect that based on his R&D research team, right? When they announce his big billion day, when that particular date and times comes, and at that big billion day, mobile was getting in 1 rupees. Any jeans, pant, cloth was you can get in 1 rupees only. 1 Indian rupees you can get it. So the number of people they start using this server more than thousands. They comes into the more than 1,000, 20,000, then gradually 30,000. Then Flipkart server get crashed in 2014 in the big billion day. In big billion day, the Flipkart crashed because they had not did his perfect performance testing based on the market. That's why the performance testing is very necessary, right? So how these tools are working, which the tools which I have explained you here, how these tools can apply the load. So guys, tell me, I have given you the Flipkart site. I'm asking to you, go and do the performance testing of 10,000 user or 100 user. Let's suppose 100 user, or let's suppose 300 user. Then how you can manually do the, how you can test the 300 user? Tell me. If you have to do the 300 user, you have to apply the load 300 user on the Flipkart, then manually how you can do in the same time?
Not possible.
So one thing, we have to do the distributed testing, but manually can't possible. Otherwise, we have to purchase 300 machine, and we have to at the same time you have to ask everyone when it comes to the 12 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone click on the grocery. 300 user, 300 resources are there, right? Everyone click on the grocery, but in real time it is not possible. Only I can assume the thing, but in real time it is not possible, right? So what you are, this tool, what it's doing, this tool either you can use Gatling, Neoload, Load Runner or JMeter. This tool creating the virtual user which can behave like a real user. So this tool creating the virtual user which can behave like a real user, right? So whatever the real user can do, the same work the virtual user can do using the tool actually, right? So that's why we need the tool. We need any tool to do the performance testing, right? Now, very important question. Very important question, guys. in the interview, they will ask you, let's suppose, when you are doing the performance testing, tell me, you have answered all the things you have answered, all are correct. But not tell me when you guys, you can mute yourself, please. Mohan, you can mute yourself. Now you have given all the answer. Now sometimes you can't give the some small question answer. You can't give some basic answer, right? So they will ask you then at which level you have to do the performance testing. Which point? Let's suppose we have the project, we have the Flipkart project, and you have to do the performance testing, right? So when you will do the performance testing, guys, any guess when you can do the performance testing? At which level you have to do? Guys, you can treat me as a friend. I'm similar like you. You are also doing job. I'm also doing job, but teaching my hobby. Right, part time I am also doing job like you. My office time is started from 12 o'clock, sorry, 11 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Right. So that's why in the morning 8:30 to 9:30 I am taking in my free time, and in the weekend time I am taking 2-hour classes. So my wife is very angry with me. Like in the free time you are giving the time, with your students, you are taking the class, right? In my free time, actually. Along, I'm also doing job, right? So, right, it's actually very tough for me, actually. So, where I was, yeah, when we do the performance testing. So, when we do the performance testing, when your Flipkart site is, functional testing is done, all the things are working properly, all the behavior and the functionalities are working as per your requirement, right? And your one cycle of the automation testing is also completed for that particular module, right? For that particular module, one cycle of the manual testing, your functional testing, whatever the testing we have, functional testing, that is completed, and one cycle of the automation testing for that particular module is completed. Let's suppose I want to test the mobile module. So mobile functional testing is done, behavior is done, functionality is done, it is tested as per the requirement, right? Now automation testing is also done, one cycle is already done. After that you can do the performance testing, right? So nowadays agile environment are there, right? So everything is done parallelly. After a module is developed, it goes for the testing team where they are doing the functional testing, that is manual and automation testing is started parallelly. So performance testing can done after one round of the functional get completed. So there is not any critical scenario or defect. So in the interview, you can ask, performance testing always comes after the functional testing. Performance testing always comes after the functional testing. Okay, leave this thing is clear when you are doing the performance testing. Clear, guys? Don't worry. If when you continue this class, I will provide you this document. Let me clear this thing. What are the things I will provide you? I will provide you performance testing document which I have created, right? With the updated document, right? And every class we have the recording session. So I will provide you the recording session when this class will get end up. So this recording which I am recording here, it will get dumped into the Skype group. You can watch that recording session. You can download that recording session. And I will also provide you the interview question and help you to prepare the resume. Okay. One thing, guys, let me clear. I will not provide any certification because I am not running any institute here. Because teaching is my hobby, so I will only provide you the knowledge, only deep level knowledge. Right? If you are, I think nowadays certification is not that much important. Right? If you're having the knowledge, right? So do not get confused. Okay. Now come to the why I have used only JMeter. Why you have to use JMeter? So JMeter is 100% pure Java application, which I have already told you. If you go here and type Apache JMeter, Apache JMeter, you can see Apache JMeter. The Apache has implemented the JMeter. So you will get all the detail here about the JMeter actually. Okay. So it is free and license is not required. It is easy to install on any machine. It is more user friendly and it is integrate with Jenkins, Maven and IDE. Right, we can integrate the JMeter tool with other tool also like Jenkins, Maven, IDE and etc. We have multiple tools in the market. We have integrate that too. Okay. Now most of the company they are using the JMeter. More demand in the market actually. Now it is the company require the full stack developer, which I have already explained you. Right now, what are the things we can do in the performance testing? We can do web application performance testing. We can do web service testing, that is SOAP and REST. We can do FTP service testing, that is file and upload and download like Google Drive and Dropbox. These are the example of FTP server. SMTP service, that is for the email transfer, database service. So we will discuss this thing. HTTP web application, web service, FTP file transfer protocol, that is upload and download, SMTP, that is related to the email and the database. Right. So guys, those who want to, I have another 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, I will try to show all the things as a demo class. So please do not leave the class. I think you all guys are enjoying my class. So am I correct, guys? What I have explained you, all the things are able to understand or not? It is simple or not?
Yes, yes, because.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you can mute yourself. So I will also explain you that why I have selected Skype. So some of the person has recommended to use the Zoom and also some other meeting site. But I will explain you why I have not selected the Zoom actually, because I have faced issue in the Zoom actually. Right, that's why. But I will explain you. Now you can install the Jenkins in any OS, Windows, Mac, or Linux. Right. So one thing, guys, if you want to do the performance testing using JMeter, you have to just a minute, guys. Drink water. So if you want to do the performance testing using JMeter, first you have to install the JDK Java. You have to install the JDK Java version, right? So go and open your command prompt. Go and open your command prompt and type here Java minus version. Java minus version and click on enter. It will show you the Java version. If it is not showing any Java version, it's showing unrecognized, something like that, that you have to install the Java in your machine before installing the JMeter. This is as a prerequisite to learn the JMeter. This is as a prerequisite. So I am providing the link of the JDK where you can install the JDK. So this is the link. This is the here you can go and install the, this is the latest one, Java SE 16 version. You can click on the Java download and you can install, either you can install Java 11. I will recommend to install JDK 11 version. Okay, let me provide this link to you guys in the group chat. I have provided this link to you in the group chat, right? I have provided the link with you group chat. You can use this link to download the Java. After installing, the installation process is very simple. Next, finish. As we can, simple installation. Next, and finish. Right. After installing the Java version, go and check the version Java minus version. You will get the Java version. After that, you have to install the JMeter. So this is the link of the JMeter where you can download the JMeter. Let me provide you that link. So before installing the Java, if you try to install the JMeter, it will not work. It will give you the error. So this is the link where you can download the JMeter, where you can download this one, the binaries, right? Apache JMeter zip file. You can select the second one. So you can see required Java 8 version, 8 plus. So make sure the Java version you have installed is greater than 8 version. Greater than 8 version. So let me provide you this link to you, this JMeter link. I have provided you the JMeter link where you can install the JMeter, right? So it is simple process. After installing the zip file, you have to unzip that folder, and you have to, after unzip the folder, you have to go, let's suppose in my case, software up, you can store this application in any folder. You will see I have installed Apache JMeter. Here you can see. First, I have already installed the Apache JMeter zip file. I have unzipped the file. So I will go inside this folder. Inside that we have bin folder. Bin folder. You have to click on the bin folder, and then you have to go and click on the window batch file, bat command. This particular, you have to click on JMeter, this link. You have to double click on this one. Double click on this one. This will open you the JMeter. Double click on this JMeter window batch file. Do not click on any other one. You have to click on this one, window batch file. The extension is window batch file JMeter. This one you have to click. If you are using the Mac machine, then you will see JMeter SH. JMeter SH. Right? You have to click on this link, this file. And after clicking on this file, you will see this window. You will see this command prompt will get run. Right? After that, it will open the JMeter window, JMeter UI. So this is the JMeter looks like that. So let me close this thing. I have closed my JMeter. Let me go here again. Again, open the bin. Go to the JMeter, this particular file. window batch command. Click on that. I have clicked. It opened the command prompt and running the command. Running the batch command. So you can see Apache JMeter get opened. So this is the UI. Do not close this thing. Otherwise your JMeter will stop. Okay. So make this window as open. Okay. So you will see the JMeter UI. This is the JMeter tool actually. Okay. Now the same step I have explained here. Right. Okay. I will take another 5 minutes to explain the things. After that, I will discuss with you. Okay. So this is the JMeter site. JMeter, what is it? Graphical user interface, GUI. GUI site. So this is the test plan. If you right click on that, we have one pop-up. Here you can click on the thread group. These all are the element which are using in which we will use in the JMeter. Thread group, config element, listener, timer, preprocessor, post-processor, assertion, test fragment, non-test element. So in coming classes, we will discuss one by one everything. We're taking the example, and you have to click on the thread group. So this is the thread group where we are applying the load on the server. Okay, here you have to asking to, if I write 100, that means 100 user hit the server. 100 user hit your server. If I write 200, then 200 user hit your server. Okay. So right now I will not explain all the component. When we discuss continue our class, at that time I will discuss each and every component. Okay. So let me remove this thing. Step by step I will explain all the things. Let's discuss how I can add one thing. And I will go into the sampler. Here you can see we have multiple types of the sampler. HTTP sampler, debug sampler, bin cell sampler. HTTP is very, very important. Bin cell sampler is very, very important. FTP, file transfer protocol, where we are uploading the file and downloading the file. This is known as a file GraphQL, right? And then we have SNTP, SMTP. Guys, we will not discuss all we will discuss 5 to 6 sampler which are used in the JMeter, which are nowadays we are using in the market. Okay. So let me add the HTTP request, right? I have added the HTTP request, right? And then I will go, guys, the person who are attending my API testing classes in the morning batch, can you see the same thing here? We are selecting the get method here. We are passing the URL here, the base URL. We are passing the resource here, right? Same stuff here. We are passing the request body here, right? Which we are using in the Postman, which we are using in the Postman tool, which we are doing the automation testing and manual testing in the Postman tool, right? In the morning batch. So can you see the same thing here or not, guys?
Yes, it is
Yes.
Almost same. So whatever the concept I have explained you there, same concept, same logic will be also here. The way of doing is different. Okay. Now I have added the request. Now I will try to record the, guys. There are two ways to do the performance testing. One way using the web application. So we can record the web application. We can record all the action and do the performance testing. In another way, in some of the company, they are separately providing the API, the web service, right? So let's discuss the recording way. So you have to go to the thread group, you have to go sampler, you have to add where is recording logic controller, and you have to use a recording controller. I will go here and go to the test plan, and I will add non-test fragment, and I will select this one, right? So I have selected this one. And one more thing, guys, if to do the performance testing, guys, you can mute yourself. If you are doing the performance testing, as a pre-request, you have to also install the Firefox browser. Right, you have to do the install the Firefox browser. Okay, now, so what I'm doing here, this is our one application. This is one application, right? I want to record all the stuff, whatever the action I'm doing here. I'm clicking on the fish, I'm clicking on dog, I'm clicking on cat, I'm clicking on the bird. Whatever the action I am doing here, I will record all the things, right, using the JMeter. So let's see how I can record. I will go and click on the start. When I click on the start, it will ask you one message. You have to add your certificate in the tomorrow class. I will explain you how you can add the certificate. So after clicking on OK, you have to go to the Firefox browser and you have to hit that URL, which application you want to record. Okay, you are getting error. Let me stop this thing and again start the server. Actually, let me clean and again start the server. Okay, and again start. Why,
for me it's not working. It's not working, the flash mode.
Give me a second, guys. Let me stop the server and let me execute this thing in Postman. Actually, let me go here. So it's working on here. Okay, so I have copied this thing. I will go here in the setting. Actually, I have set go to the network section, general network section, and uncheck this thing. You use manual proxy and click on OK, and let me hit this API again. Okay, now it's working. So what I will do, I will go here again, go to the setting. Guys, I will explain you this stuff. What I am doing here, I will explain you. Don't worry. So I will select use manual and OK, and then again go to the here. Again go to test plan, and let me start the recording. Let me clear all the things. Let me remove this method and let me add one more logic controller, recording controller. I have record, and let me start. Okay, and let me go to the Firefox and go to here and click on here. Okay, now I'm clicking on fish. Click on the fish, click on dog, click on cat. I have clicked on the bird. I am doing some action and I am going to the JMeter. Stop the execution. I stop. So when you click on the recording section, can you see whatever the action I have did here, all the action get added here. You can see it here. All the action get added. It's automatically, it assign the protocol server name and the path and what method it using automatically. So you don't have to map the things manually. So recording, this recording will make the things easy. You have to do navigation on the browser. What are the navigation you are doing? It will record the things. And after then you have to filter out the things. Some of the things are browser stuff. Some of the things are unnecessary. You have to clear that thing. I will explain that thing. Don't worry. So I will go to the thread group. I will go here and add the listener. view result 3, and I will, this is for the report actually. I will go and I will add the listener aggregate report, and I will so I have added all the thing. Let me clear. So I have added 5 action here, and I will go to the thread.group and let me execute this call. So using green icon, I can start this thing. No, I don't want to save right now. You can see all the things get passed except get HTTP, because I have not added anything here. That's why it get failed, right? So can you see here the all the test case get passed? If you go to the aggregate report, can you see the result? Average time taken, medium, and error, throughput, all the things I will explain you. Don't worry. So this is the, let's suppose I want to apply the load 10 user. I want to apply the 10 user. So I have applied. Let me add one more listener here. That is aggregate summary report. Right, summary report I have added, and I have added 10 user here. 10 user here, 10. So when I click on this icon, you can see all the 10 user hit this server at a time. I will show you, I will explain you how you can identify, right? So this thing I will explain you in the coming class, right? And one more thing, this is our syllabus which I will cover. Introducing the performance testing. I think I have already shared the syllabus with you guys. If not, I will share this document with you guys. So everything is written here, which I will cover. And it's like 30 to 35 hour classes, and Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 2 o'clock. Is that time is fine for everyone? Then let me know. IST time 2 to 2 o'clock or 9 to 11 you want. IST time.
This time only fine, Vikash. 12 to 2.
12 to 2. Okay. So from tomorrow we'll take the class 12 to 2. In the same time 12 to 2 we can meet. Please be available. So guys, before I am not ending the class, before that I will explain you one thing. Guys, you can mute yourself. We have still 3 minutes. You can still
Because I have a question.
give me 1 second, sir. I will give you the chance to ask the question. Give me 1 minute. Go to the here, and when you will run this JMeter, it will display the one HTML report. You can see. So this HTML report, we are communicating with the client. You can see this report. How much time taking, the minimum time taking, maximum time taking, 90 percentile. These all the things we will get by the report actually. So I will explain you what this report means actually. This report is very, very important in the performance testing, which we will discuss, because your clients only want to know the result, and the results will display on the report, right? So that's why the report is very important. So guys, that's it from as a demo class. So if anyone is interested in this class, please drop the message, yes, you are interested, so that you can attend the class from tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 2 o'clock, right? So we will take 2-hour class. If you're having any query, then you can stay in this class and you can ask me the question. Okay, so we will use 2 applications to do the practice, to do the performance testing. So guys, if you not drop the message that I am not interested, then I will not consider you, because I thought you were just interested in the demo class actually. So to create the batch, please drop the message, and I will share the payment detail, so you can also do the payment. Also in the group chat, I will share the payment detail where you can do the payment. So guys, if you having any query, then let me know. Yes, guys. So guys, one more thing. I will provide you the document, every document. I will guide you the interview question, help you to prepare the resume. And at the end of the class, I will provide you the recording session of 2 hours so that you can watch that recording session if you miss any particular date. Right? Yeah, guys, you can ask me the question.
Yes, sir. Documentation. So today I have showed that introduction part, right? Could you please share that document to everyone?
Yeah, I think we can. I can share in the next class. Let's confirm with everyone. Let's do some. They are have to do some. Payment also. So after that, I can share, sir. Is that fine?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Any other question? If you have any question, then let me know. I will make.
Uh,
Vikas,
Yeah.
is the
Vikas,
I have
Vikas, like, I have a question. Like, we'll take some applications and we'll perform the performance, like, like we did Selenium for the framework. We use the framework and we
Yes,
covered each and
yes. We
everything.
will take two application. So we will take one this application, right? Because I can't take Flipkart, Amazon, because you know that why I can't take, because it will dump the data, right? So
Hmm.
Flipkart will contact with me, right? Why you are hitting my server thousands of times? They will
Right,
thought
right,
that I'm a hacker, right?
correct.
I'm trying to hack his application, right? So we will use this application to do the practice and this
Hmm.
application to do the practice. But I will also take as an example as a Flipkart or Amazon, so don't worry. Okay.
Okay, okay. And
And we
here
will
some framework
also do
again.
the API testing, service testing. We will take the application, web application also, and we will also take the web service, the RESTful service individually also, right?
Okay.
Hi Vikas.
Yeah. Hi.
So Vikas, I'm Rahul actually. I have a question here. Actually, just wanted to know this JMeter is used for API performance testing or we can test the UI also. Like suppose I'm just
Okay,
hitting
okay,
that.
okay. Let me clear one thing, sir. When you are doing any, let's suppose, this is your make my trip, right? Make my trip site. Make my trip. This is your make my trip site, right? And you open the make my trip flight. Give me a second. Guys, if you are interested in this class, you can drop the message so that I can consider you in tomorrow class. You can attend the class using the same link. Okay. So if any one of your friend is interested, so please provide the recording session. They can watch, or you can refer your friend to me. Right. So guys, you can see I'm going to the network section and I want to book the flight from Mumbai to Delhi and clicking on the search button. Right. So in the network section, can you see there are multiple actions are going on, right? So when you click on the any which are connecting with the make my trip, so ultimately it calling to the API. You can see this is the API call actually. This is the URL, this is the method, this is the code, the status code. So when we are using any application, when it's connecting with the server, it's connecting with the services, and that service we will use in the JMeter. So you can say like that, if you do the application testing, web application testing, indirectly we are testing the web service. Okay. Because when you inspect this element and check, these all are the call which are connecting to the server, and these all are the APIs actually. which are calling to the make my trip and the third party. Okay, no
Because
worry,
it's
I will
confusing.
explain this thing in the class. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So only one thing, like probably we cannot see the UI while we are just actually doing the
No,
testing,
no,
right?
no, 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 no. I will take the UI web application also and web
Okay.
service also.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So that answers my questions, Vikas. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, guys.
because is this
Mhm.
possible to test like a product as well apart from web application?
Product means then, what did you mean by product here?
Like window application, like any software installed in your system, you can launch and perform anything.
Yeah, using JMeter, you can record anything, sir. You can. You can. Even if you want to do the test, the postman also, you have to set the proxy. You have to go to the setting section, and inside the setting you have somewhere proxy, right? You have to set the proxy, and whatever action you will do in the postman, that action using the recording you can also record in the post JMeter. So what you can use, you can test any window application using the recording feature. You can record the stuff and you can arrange that thing and you can do the performance testing.
Uh, Hi Vikas, this is Vinay. So I have one query.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, I am working for Make My Trip itself. I mean, my parent company is a Make My Trip. So there I am trying to implement the J meter. So what is happening? My question is, see, example, flight. Example, you are checking for a bus online booking, and you are
Mm-hmm.
while record selecting some of the seats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then again after recording, we are replaying that one, right? So whether that action, that seat, whatever that seats I selected, that will be automatically selected. If I select a 100 user will be selecting the same seat.
Yeah, it's based on the actually scenario. So whatever the action you are recording, that same action will do by the 100 user. If you want to apply the different scenario, for like suppose 10 user have selected 1 to 5 seat, and for the another 10 user you have selected 6 to 10 seat, right?
Okay.
So like that you can also apply the scenario, but you have to record the stuff like that actually,
Okay,
right?
but another question is in database, can I see after recording I will be giving a 10 user, right? The 10 user is booking the same seat. Will I able to see that record in the database? I mean, the person who selected the seat and given the information.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, you can see. Yes, you can see. Yes, you
okay,
can
okay.
see. Whatever
Yes.
the user, the one thing is, either you can create your own user by passing here, either you can create one Excel sheet, and inside the Excel sheet, you can name your user like Vikas Kumar Shah, second Rahul, third Mayank, and Navneet, fifth, and you can list out the 100 user, and you can also use that seat as a user and apply the load on the server, right?
Okay, okay.
There are the other way also to apply the load on the server.
Okay, okay. So my one sincere request. So yes, actually I'll be giving my staging if I'm finding any difficulty in the class. I mean, while doing the performance testing. So can you get help from your side?
Yeah, yeah, sure, definitely.
Okay, okay. Thanks, Vikas. That's it.
Thank you.
Because to
So,
learn performance, we should already know, like we should be expert in API, because API testing I know, but not in the confident way.
Okay, yeah, if you know the API testing, then it could be better. You can easily understand the performance testing in better way, right? So if you don't know, I will give you the high level of the API testing. What are the APIs and what are the services, how we can map. I will explain, right? So don't worry. I will explain you in basic level how it's mapping, how it's connecting with the server, how we are getting the response. In high level, I will explain you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. I'm also taking the API testing classes in the morning batch. So in that batch, we are doing the manual and the automation testing, right? Where I am, explaining the API concept in detail actually. So it's almost 1.5 months of the class, like 30 to 35 hours actually. Okay. So in the next month, in July, third week, I will start the new batch.
Okay. Okay. This month only.
Yeah, in July, in third week, I will start the new batch of API testing.
That's great.
Okay. Any other question, guys? If you are interested, then you can drop the message that you are interested. And after the class, I will share the payment detail. You can do the payment. Okay. And in the same time, you can attain the same link, right? And we will discuss further. Like if you don't have any query, then we can end this call. If you have any query, then you can ask me.
I have a question with this Apache JMeter. When I download this JMeter,
Mm-hmm.
and I go in that folder, bin,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and after that in the Windows batch file. I
Mm-hmm.
double click and after that I give in an error.
So you are using like Mac machine or Window machine, sir?
Yes, first I installed GTK Java.
Okay. So what is your OS version, like Mac or Window?
Windows.
Window. So if you don't mind, can you share your screen so that I can help you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys,
Guys, the class is already over. If you having any question, then you can connect with this call. Otherwise, you can left. And if you are interested, then please drop the message you are interested so that I can consider for the next class. Yes, sir. You can go ahead. You can share your screen. Okay. Before that, sir, can you check the Java version? Yeah, it's opening, sir. Geometry.
it's opening.
Yeah, it's
It's
open.
okay. It's open. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Vikash. Bye.
Thank
Hello.
you. Have a nice day. If you have any question, then you can ask.
Hello, Vikas. Actually, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you. You showed that part where we are supposed to see the API calls. While you clicked on flight and then you inspect the path, and there you means you are showing me
Yeah.
showing us that gate API. And so can you just tell me where that part is? Actually, I'm trying to get the same means process, but I am unable to see the APIs.
Okay. I have shared my screen. So
Hmm.
let me refresh the thing. Let me
Yeah.
open the fresh thing. You can open the Make My Trip
Yeah,
or
make
any
my
site,
trip. Yes.
whatever you want. So Make My Trip and click on right click of the mouse. Right click of the
Mm-hmm.
mouse. Go to the inspect.
Inspect. Yeah.
Go to the inspect and yeah, and then you have to go to the network section.
Okay.
And if you have anything, then this is the clear button. Here you can clear your stuff. Then
Mm-hmm.
whatever the action you want to do, like suppose Mumbai, you have selected Delhi and the date,
Mm.
and then you have click on the search button. So in the network section you will get the calls. So it start actually is
Okay.
still loading. So that's why still we are getting we are getting the network section. You can see. So when it get completed, this execution will get a stop. You
Okay.
can
Okay.
see.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will try. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question, guys?
Because we have taken Java and all this, so we will automate this, or we will perform like manually in the upcoming sessions, or like we'll write the code and it will perform the Excel.
Using JMeter, right?
Yeah, because we have taken Java JDK version, and this should be the mandatory things we ask.
Actually, sir, the JMeter is the Java-based platform. It required the Java, so that's why you have to install the JDK. But yeah, in 20% we will use the Java code. Well, for some of the scenario that I will guide you. Not 100%, we have to write the JavaScript code, like 20% you have to write, and remaining things we have to set the scenario and the elements. We have to play with the elements. Actually, there are total 60 elements which are very important in the JMeter. Any other questions, sir?
We will receive the documents on the email. What you will learn
I will
today.
share the document in the email or in the group chat. I will share everything.
Okay.
So we have also the recording session. When I cut this call, when I end this call, the recording session will get dumped. So let me show you. I am taking the morning batches. Here you can see. So in the morning batches, you can see it here. After end of the class, the recording session will get dumped. Right. So you can watch that recording session. Similarly, when I end this call, the recording session will get dumped. That's why I have selected the Skype. Actually, in the Zoom or an other, the audio separate audio file get created for every person. That's why I'm facing issue, and to track the person I was facing issue, right? So that's why I've selected Zoom actually.
This course 30 hours is mean 2 months, no?
30 to 35 hours, sir.
That means 2 months. That means 2 months, no?
That means
2 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not 2 months. Actually, I will take Saturday, Sunday, like total 5 hours classes, 2.5 or 2 hour classes. So it will almost take more than 1.5 months or 1.5 months almost.
Oh, okay.
Any other question, guys? Any query, any doubts, you can connect with me. And you can also refer to your friend if they are interested to join this class, to continue this class. You can, because this is only one demo class, and from tomorrow I will start the regular batch, right? So I don't have any other demo class, so that's why he or she can watch the recording session.
For me, it's okay. I understand.
Okay, guys, thank you. It seems like you don't have any query. Then we can end this call. If you are interested, then you can drop the message. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.